And it says we're live.
Yeah,
But
live.
There it went. It changed colors.
Did we ever get a picture?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
If you'd like to keep the heat running, because there was frost on the ground this morning.
It froze last night. Yes.
There was frost on the ground. And you'll notice the Hawaiian shirts have gone away.
Yes.
It is now ugly sweater season.
Hey, I paid for this. It's not an ugly sweater.
King Harv's Imperial Coffees. If you like coffee, talk to these guys. When you do,
this morning.
When you do, be sure you let them know they heard about it, that you heard about it through us. I'm having a bad day. Smartass t-shirts, tinyurl.com, Among the Leaves Tees, friend of ours. Please let him know you heard about it from us.
Turkeys.
Turkeys.
I guess the first turkey that we need to talk about is
an Army turkey.
The Army turkey, yes. Lieutenant General Christopher Donahue had his recommended promotion pulled from.
Yep.
Morning, Sanford. Pulled from the Senate's list. Donahue, if you will remember, was
very, very famous photo of being the last man out of Afghanistan.
Yeah, because what he did was violate procedure by making the security team load ahead of him. They were supposed to be the last ones on the bird after it had started moving. Instead,
the bird sat still.
He ordered them to get on the bird first so he could be the last
so
person.
he could get that picture from the ramp of the last person loading on.
Yeah.
Been funny as hell if he'd intercepted a
AK round
or anything else.
RPG-7.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is he should have resigned.
Yeah.
When the order came down to abandon the fortified air base in Afghanistan in favor of Bagram, in favor of Kabul, which was an open commercial airport.
Yes.
Not easily defendable. When the order came down from on high that, hey, abandon this easily defensible, designed to be defended Bagram Air Base and instead go to the commercial open to everybody and every slug in Eurasia, he should have said no and bounced his stars off somebody's desk.
Yeah. In addition, the other thing Biden did was to order the 2,500 people at Bagram who were to provide security out of the country ahead of the Abbey Gate fiasco. But one of the reasons for the stalled promotion is that the transition team is currently compiling a list of former officers for possible court-martial who were involved in the U.S. military withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021.
I hope like hell that the phrase current and former officers for possible court-martial is just so that they will turn in their resignations.
Yeah.
I really don't want to go through court-martialing all those guys.
No.
Well, especially since a lot of them were maybe wrongly, but following their directives.
Yeah.
I said he should have bounced his stars off somebody's desk when they said abandoned.
He was in a position to. On the other hand,
right,
some random colonel in middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that Marine colonel that couldn't get permission to shoot. The other thing, and Milley has now come out and said, "Oh, well, Trump will be a good president." Milley is a fucking traitor. I'm sorry. He is a fucking traitor.
He's also scared to death of 88 UCMJ, Article 88, which says that the United Code of Military Justice, Article 88, applies to active duty commissioned officers, and says that if you basically, and I'm winging it here,
I can look that up.
If you run your suck about the current president, about the serving president, you can be court-martialed and have a lot of bad things happen to you. It also says if you retired from active duty you can be recalled to active duty for running your suck. So, which he has been running his suck.
Yep.
He's been running his suck, but he can't be prosecuted under UCMJ 88 because Trump is not a current president. He can, and it's what, contempt against a superior officer? Or?
Contemptuous words against the president, vice president, Congress, secretary of defense, secretary of military department, secretary of security, or the governor or legislature of any state, commonwealth, or possession on which he is on duty are present.
Thank God that doesn't apply to enlisted men.
Right. No.
By the way, have to make a correction on something you said. It's not the United Code of Military Justice, it's the Uniform Code.
Yeah.
Uniform. My bad.
That, for some reason, that bothered me.
Well, no, I couldn't remember if it was Universal, United, or Uniform, so I picked one and I picked wrong.
Yeah, Padre. Yeah, a lot of times you got to watch your language on active duty. Trust me, been there, done that.
Always, if you're a commissioned officer, you have to be very careful.
Or if you're a non-com in front of the troops.
Yeah.
What you're doing in the club with the other non-coms is a different matter.
Yeah.
But if you're running your suck in a contemptuous way, which Milley was, against a former president. Now, it does not apply to a former president.
Well, he did it when Trump was in office. Remember the whole thing with China?
Well, that's not contemptuous language.
Say what?
That it doesn't fall in a contemptuous language.
Yeah, Michael Red. He did, in fact, telling China stuff that he really shouldn't have.
Yes, he was, and probably a UCMJ violation there somewhere.
Yeah.
Although not treason. People are calling it treason. Check your Constitution. Until we officially declare China to be an enemy, you can't charge with treason. Remembering that treason is aid and comfort to the enemy. Until we officially declare China to be an enemy, and they are, we just haven't officially declared it yet, you cannot charge with treason. You can't charge with contemptuous conduct because show me the recording. But he was running his suck pretty hard while Trump, the last 4 years. And as soon as on January 21st, he cannot run his suck anymore without being recalled, court-martialed, and lose a whole bunch of his crap.
Yeah.
Again, Kermit, it's not treason. China's not declared enemy yet.
That word declared is important.
Yeah. Conduct unbecoming. That's a good point, Bill. Conduct unbecoming can also be used. In other turkey news, sorry. Now that I've got Ian choked up, the Biden administration's telling people to come to the border while you can.
No, that's not a big surprise.
Eagle Pass in the past 2 weeks has seen over 100 children under the age of 12 come to Eagle Pass with no adults, including one that was a 2-year-old little girl who had a Post-it note with a phone number on it. 2-year-old El Salvadorian girl.
I got a question. How do we know she's 2?
She was
Okay.
Little bitty thing. They've lost, depending on who you want to talk accountability with, they have lost between 50 and 75,000 children in the U.S.
Let's be honest, Jim. They've lost all of them.
Yeah,
They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue how many are here. They don't have a clue. They have no clue how many are here. They don't know where they are. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue.
Well, they're child trafficking. And this is the whole point of my rant, if you will. Child trafficking. At least a couple of the ones that they've investigated that were 12, 13-year-old girls were found to have the address that they were giving as their home were strip clubs.
Strip clubs, strip malls.
Yeah.
A massage parlor.
Yeah.
In one case.
These girls are being trafficked. So are the young boys. Let's be realistic.
I'm from Africa. I get really nervous when I see unaccompanied minor females.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, there's no reason to be nervous. You know exactly what why they're unaccompanied, and what they're aimed for.
Because I am an adult male with a conscience, I get nervous.
I get irate. There's a difference.
Yeah. We also know for a fact that many of the young girls are fed birth control pills and raped the entire time coming north. So when they do get to the border, they're already scarred for life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going into a life, if you want to call it that, of predation and use and abuse until they're too old to be attractive. And at that point, who knows what happens to them because they're unaccounted for.
Something else to be pointed out, it's not as horrific, except in its own way it is. We have a lot of 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old boys coming through, and they're called children.
Yeah.
But they're gangbangers.
I have a number of military age males, and I use that phrase quite deliberately. And no, it's not a global war on terror introduction. We were using military age males back in the 80s. When scout types, intel types were making reports, military age male was one of the categories that we use. So it's not a global war on terror new term.
No, it's been around for a long time.
But if you give me 11 knuckle draggers that I get to pick and 6 months, we could fix this.
Mm-hmm. Well, talk about military age males. 11 Afghanis also showed up at Eagle Pass.
How old?
Military age males.
Major. Yay.
So they were taken away, who knows where, and have disappeared into the system.
They've all disappeared in the
You mean
system.
from the system?
Yeah.
John says we're getting furry. Yeah.
Yeah.
now my shin's going to itch.
Hey, it's No Shave November, damn it.
My winter belt.
Yeah.
You know, it's this year I'm going for just the goat. I've given up on trying to grow a beard.
Yeah. I'm going the whole way, man. Of course, I do every year.
I do, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
Now that November's almost over, I've started growing the full beard.
Yeah.
But I had to wait till November was just about done.
Well, I started doing it back years ago when my boss's wife came down with cancer. And we had a get together. I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. And Bill showed up with a beard. Never seen him with a beard. And his wife showed up with a headscarf and no eyebrows.
Oh,
And that was when we found out she had cancer.
oh dear.
And
Hey, Jonna.
have fun, Jonna. The video was excellent. Y'all did a hell of a job with the
Yes,
shop.
they did. Yeah, they did.
But
Sell lots, make money.
Yeah.
Capitalism for the win.
yes, the
Become filthy rich.
Yes. Or at least moderately dusty rich.
yes. So she showed up, and that was when she admitted she had had cancer and had gone through chemotherapy. It was apparently a pretty bad one. And she made the comment a little bit louder, I think, than intended, that she had lost all body hair and was no longer having to shave her legs. To which Bill commented, "Thank God for that, because I got tired of my fucking razor getting stolen."
Something every man has said at one time or another.
Yeah. And so she said, if y'all want to donate, there's this thing called No Shave November. And what it is men and women agree to not shave in November and donate the money to the Cancer Society. And she also went on to talk about because she was getting a wig through the Cancer Society that was human hair. The women that would donate that. So yeah, it was an interesting one, and I've done it ever since.
Since I use a single edge razor, takes double edge razor snapped in half.
Yeah.
For the month of November, I would save about 6 cents.
Yeah.
Which I don't think could be much for the Cancer Foundation, but
yeah. Yeah, Steph.
There's a lot of blonde right here.
Yeah. A lot of the 4B women didn't donate their hair.
Would you want it?
And that's not blonde.
Yeah.
I know.
I used to use a old Gillette safety razor.
Mm-hmm.
Thing was 50 or 60 years old. It was my dad's. And who wants blue hair?
Exactly.
Good point, Sean. And I got told on a overseas trip that it was illegal having my carry-on.
Yeah, it is. The TSA frowns upon it.
Yeah. Well, they frown on the razor blades.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going to confiscate not only the razor blades, but the razor. And I said, oh, hell no, you're not. I'll give you the razor blades. You're not taking my razor. And I ended up missing my flight because I had to go out of TSA
mm-hmm.
and find a package store and mail the razor to myself. And I ended up overseas going to the exchange, and the only freaking razors they had were Bic single-use razors.
I actually, I have a twig from Leaf Razor, and it's a really good little razor. It takes, you take a regular double-edged razor, you break it in half, and it takes half of the. It's a really good little razor. And I had one of the idiots tell me that I couldn't take that.
Yeah.
So what I did is you have a disposable razor, but not. So I went and found a couple of disposable razors that actually have a shave I can tolerate.
Yeah.
And Uno and Supply.
Yeah.
Have disposable single edge razors. They're actually worth a damn.
But if you ever tried to shave one of the old Bic single
Oh, that's why I don't.
Well, I've got at home.
Yeah.
A nice double-edged razor, safety razor. And I was using it. For years, I'd used an Atra.
Yeah.
But I didn't throw away my Atra because, well, I'd had it since the 70s.
Yeah.
And then after they put me on all the medications, I can't use a safety razor anymore because it goes near my face and I start bleeding and it won't stop. So I'm back to the old Atra. And it's gotten to the point the only way we can get cartridges for the damn thing is mail order because
right.
It's 70 years old and or 50 years old.
Chinese knockoff. And I won't use my Mach 3 anymore. I use a Mach 3 for some years. And I won't use it anymore because Gillette's got stupid.
Yeah. Whereas Bic doesn't cut, it just binds and yanks.
No
That's
kidding.
true.
No kidding. However, the Bic double edge blades, Persona double edge, are damn fine little blades.
Yeah. But like I said, I've gone to a Mach 5 and I use that. Lily is being overly affectionate. Yeah. Okay, Differs, what did you do? Or did one of the kids spill milk on you and you didn't realize it?
Or it's cold.
Or it's cold.
And you're just a point of warmth.
Yeah.
No, the Leaf, the company's name's Leaf, and they make something they call the Twig and the Thorn. Thorn is the more aggressive version. It's a single edge, one blade. The Leaf is the Twig. The Twig is the mild one that I use. It's a damn fine little razor.
Now 63, that's cooler than it has been out there. The other thing is, for years I carried a Zippo lighter,
Hmm.
and again, going overseas,
Yeah.
got told, "Oh, that lighter's illegal." And say what? You can't have that lighter on the airplane. And that one, I was far enough ahead of the game that I was able to get another spam call. I was able to get off and mail it and make the flight. But we were never allowed to have big lighters on the airplane in the military because they were a safety hazard.
Yes, they are. I've done wondrous things with a big
Yeah.
lighter. Makes a great fuel air explosive.
Last time I flew, I had an electric lighter, one of those piezoelectric lighters.
Yeah.
They decided it was explosive and I couldn't carry it on the airplane.
Yeah.
The BIC, I think we did tests, and depending on the actual company that makes the BIC disposable lighters, to an 1/8 and a quarter stick of dynamite if you do it right.
Yeah. The other one was at one point TSA, if you had matches, you were allowed one book of matches only.
I can do such fun things with matches.
Yeah.
I was in a
Oh, damn, Robert. That's
18
chilly.
degrees. Hoth. Yeah.
I would like to see the TSA done away with. And when I say that, hung. All of them.
I was stuck in a debrief after a 72-hour RTEP. An RTEP is an Army Training and Evaluation Program. And basically, you're happy butts awake for 72 hours.
Yeah.
And I was stuck in a mass after action debrief where everybody, and there were folks falling over. We'd been awake for 72 hours running around. And I finally had 3 packs of MRE matches, and I got some dust from a filing cabinet, and I started crumbling up. I'm sitting here, and there were like 40 of us, 40 given this after, and we're all falling over. And I had an Army acid brush, which is a little rolled steel or sheet metal brush, but the handle is a rolled tube. And I was mixing crushed match heads with dust and packed them into there, and I lit it, and it took off, went right past the officer running after the debrief, went right under his nose. And he said, "I think we're done." "I think you are."
When they start taking fire.
I was annoyed. I was sleepy.
I got to say, the thing I always admired about the Air Force. In the Army, the officers get the pay, the officers get the benefits, the officers get all the good stuff. And they send the enlisted men out front to fight.
Yeah.
Acid brush, he shot at him.
Yeah.
In the Air Force, the officers get the pay, they get the benefits, they get the glory. But they put them out in the airplanes and send them out to fight.
Yeah. The other thing interesting about
Navy sends the officers.
Yeah, we lead by example. Good or bad sometimes. Air Force officers are a different breed, especially the pilots. As a naval officer, even as an 01, I had a ground job. Now, granted, I was a Mustang, so I couldn't get the normal shit jobs. They would not make me the bull ensign. They did not let me have the VD program. They did not make me the legal officer. Yeah. But in the Navy, even as an ensign, you have a ground job. It may be a division, it may be assistant something, admin, personnel, whatever, but you have a job. In the Air Force, you do not command, quote unquote, any enlisted until you reach major.
At which point you don't know how.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know how.
How much about Air Force? I have an Air Force officer retired working for me, but that's all I know about Air Force. That we're near an Air Force Base, which reminds me.
Yeah.
We are right next to Shepherd Air Force Base. Shepherd Air Force Base has the only Euro-NATO pilot training program in the United States.
Oh,
We-
here we go. Again.
We rotate European and NATO folks through Shepherd all the time. Why the hell can't we get any decent chippies? A chippy, for those of you who don't know, it's a fish and chip shack. I'm talking decent English fish and chips. Why the hell can't we get a chippy? Also, I've discovered that there's a Coco Ichibanya down the Metro Best, which those of you who don't know, Coco Ichibanya is a Japanese curry house. Japanese curry is not Indian curry. I like Japanese curry.
Well, what I want to know is the Air Force sends people to Korea, yes?
Yeah.
Mostly enlisted men, yes?
Yes.
How come we don't have a decent Korean restaurant in Wichita Falls?
Korean, Japanese.
There's one
a
out by the
chippy.
base, but I'm not sure how good the
Close.
quality is. It closed.
We close.
I've been looking.
Oh, I didn't know that Long John Silver's put them out of business due to volume. Huh.
It's
Yeah, Ray, we can't get fresh fish up here.
Long John Silver's put a Chippy's place out of business. I mean,
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
Long John
surprise me.
Silver's doesn't sell fish.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
it's something resembling fish. Actually, we have a Pelicans, which is a seafood. It's a high-end restaurant. We just can't afford to go there because we've already got one mortgage.
Jesus, yeah.
Pelicans is it's great. Fish. It's got the bills.
Yeah.
The bills of lading for the fish, and you pick the one you want. So Pelicans is a great fish place in Wichita Falls. It's just I can't take out another mortgage. No, but we don't. You'd think a place that's got French pilots and British pilots and German pilots and Swedish pilots and Italian pilots would have more than your bog standard Arby's and McDonald's.
Well, we've got Luigi's. We had Opa's.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got the garden place where they have
Hibiscus.
hibiscus.
hibiscus, which is kind of Greek.
Opa's was good. It's not there anymore.
Opa's,
Thank you, COVID.
The Opa's here, Sir Brass, was actually run by a German family who had come over 20 some odd years ago
Mhm.
and did a tour here as an instructor and stayed.
And we do. We have Luigi's and we have hibiscus, but I want a fast food place that I'm not paying $40 a plate for.
Yeah.
So I walk in at Coco Ichibanya, get what and for
Have
15
fun,
bucks.
James. We have a nice Chinese Mexican place. Yeah. One of the more interesting restaurants I ate in Perth, Australia, was a Greek place owned by a Russian, managed by a Middle Eastern, with a Mexican cook and a hostess who was Japanese but from Australia. So she spoke English with an Australian accent.
Australian accent.
It could almost be better with a Japanese.
Yeah, and the waiter was from Italy. There was not a Greek in the place, but the food was damn good.
Good Mexican places. We've got good Mexican places.
Yeah.
Chewy's is good, but again, there are fast food places. Coco Ichibanya is a fast food place. Nando's is fast food.
Yeah.
That I can go in, grab something good that's not Arby's or Burger King or Wendy's.
And the problem with having good Mexican places in Texas,
Yeah.
is it's like having good hamburger joints.
Yeah.
I mean, I want something different. Korean,
Yeah.
Chinese, Japtalian for that matter.
Well,
Yeah, AJ, that's the funny part. They will fly beef from the U.S. all over the world. But flying stuff into the U.S., it's questionable because of the FDA, among others.
You're highly unlikely to get Brazilian quality beef in the United States.
No. Greg says the problem with the German Chinese food is an hour later you're hungry for power.
No kidding. Yeah, no kidding. Oh,
Hole in the walls. Yes.
well, for Mexican fast food, Taco Casa is not bad. It's a local Texas chain. Taco Casa isn't bad. I like Taco Cabana for fast food Mexican, but some folks don't think much of Taco Cabana. There are decent fast food Mexican.
Yeah.
As long as you realize you're getting fast food Mexican.
I noticed you didn't mention Taco Bell in that.
I do not.
Jesse said, I learned how to do Chicago and New York style pizza from a Persian who answered to Jose.
And we've actually got a fast food gyro place.
Yeah.
That's run by they're Iranians.
Yeah.
And they will get all big-eyed if you point out they have Iranian accents.
Yeah.
Not Arabic accents. They're decent folks. I like them. Gyros and kebabs, they make a good gyro. And it's a little fast food gyro place.
In a
But
strip mall.
Yeah, it's doing strip mall.
Well, I found the best foreign foods nationally, almost always in strip malls.
Yeah.
And they're a little hole in the wall place. And the closer it looks to a bombed out 60s diner,
Yeah.
the better the food.
Oh, yeah.
If you pull up to a Mexican joint, if it's a non-chain Mexican joint, and the walls are not pastel,
Yeah.
and the silverware matches, leave.
Yeah.
Just leave.
El Norteño.
Chewy's.
Yeah.
Orange sherbet orange, and purple.
Yeah.
And the neither the chairs nor the silverware matches. Oh,
And the food. Oh, the food.
get your drink before you try the hot sauce.
Yes, definitely.
I still say we should go there for Sunday breakfast.
I need some more of that prescription medication for my stomach. If you want to do that.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is excellent. Well, and there's a
Yeah, Ray, there used to be a really good Thai place down in the industrial complex in Houston, down by the harbor. And there was also a restaurant down there, steak place called Houston's, that was hidden away in an industrial complex.
I knew now COVID killed it.
Yeah.
But I knew a wonderful Lebanese restaurant in a gas station.
Yeah.
oh,
I mean, it was a sit down restaurant.
Yeah.
But the place was a gas station. It looked like a bombed out 60s diner.
Yeah.
And we were generally the only white people in there. Everybody else was Middle Eastern of some persuasion.
Yeah.
And don't ask me to tell which one it was because I don't know.
Yeah. Jay Kenton says, law of barbecue. The more bare concrete is present, the more scuffed the linoleum, if any, and the more battered the picnic tables, the better the barbecue. Yeah. Cooper's down in Llano.
Stubbs in
Stubbs in Lubbock.
Lubbock.
Oh, God. Place was falling down from the outside, but you go inside and, all you needed to do was go by with the windows rolled down and you would stop, turn around, and go back.
Oh my God. Whew.
And the
Old man
music on the
Stubbs.
weekends.
Old man
I
Stubbs.
realize that you don't get good barbecue in places like Ohio.
Yeah.
However, I do remember one place that the reason the barbecue was so good is because by the time you stood through the line to get it,
Yeah.
you were so hungry it didn't matter if it was any good.
If you're on I-10 going through Southwest Louisiana, stop at a non-chain gas station and get the Gratins.
Yeah.
It's like Cracklin's, only better.
My cousin made a hell of a lot of money by running convenience stores that did lunches. And he got the idea, and this was back in the 70s, early 80s, from a place that he had stopped at in South Texas. At the time, he worked for a food distributor, major food distributor. And this little old hole-in-the-wall gas station had a butt ton of trucks around him.
Good sign.
And he went in trying to figure out, were they working on the trucks or what? And they were serving food out of them. Well, it's like at the little place over Kmart. Little hole in the wall in the middle of nowhere.
Well, now, I will say this. The legend when I was growing up was always, if you saw trucks, stop there to eat.
Yeah.
I found out from truck drivers that that's not actually true. Usually if you see trucks there, it's because they have parking.
But he ended up going in with a partner, and they started opening convenience stores in Louisiana. And these would be out in the small towns. And they would not only have gas and the standard convenience items, but they would also have a food bar at lunch. And he made money hand over fist for 20 years doing that. And then he started building convenience stores and made more money. And he's basically retired now, but he gives that one stop credit for everything he's done in his life, and he's done well with it.
But one place that I miss from traveling, and I haven't seen one in 20 or 30 years, is a Stuckey's.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
And
Junk food.
Stuckey's was basically like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Stuckey's, I think there might be one. There used to be, a long time ago, one between here and Vernon that we always used to stop at when we went to Vernon for shopping.
Well, they were never on the interstates. They were always on the secondary roads.
I think there's one left in Louisiana,
Yeah.
but don't quote me on that.
They would always be 60 to 70 miles apart.
About a 5-hour drive. No, about an hour's drive.
About an hour drive.
Yeah, gas stations selling individual ramen noodle packets for $1.50. You got to be shitting me.
That's jail prices.
Those things are overpriced at a dime a piece.
No kidding. No kidding.
Ugh.
Oh, I just seen California prices like that in between the LA and Big Sur going up the Highway 1. There's one store between LA, used to be one
Yeah.
store between LA and Carmel, and the prices there were, that you bought gas in quarts, not gallons.
Yeah.
Oof.
I know where you're talking about. Yes.
California.
Oh, I did not know that Fat Electrician did an ode to Taco Bell. That's got to be friggin' hilarious.
My favorite Taco Bell reference was in the Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
And there was an episode where Dr. Orpheus was having to be an expert witness in a trial. And the scene is him coming through a door. He says, "Do not enter that place. I had Taco Bell for lunch." It's the bathroom.
I saw on Facebook today, I saw a picture where a sewage plant blew up. And, they had, I think they said 33 feet in the air. They blew.
Yeah,
sewage.
no kidding. Painted everybody.
Yeah.
And all the comments were, there must be a Taco Bell in there.
Yeah.
The funniest, I saw this picture of a Japanese appliance store with toilets for sale.
Yeah.
And the caption was, "That's a damn shame." And it's, there are no Taco Bells in Japan. What's the point of having a Porsche if you never take it out and run it to the limit?
I will have to say this about Japanese toilets.
You need a PhD to work them.
Yeah, well, but they also wash, wax, and blow dry.
You're no kidding. That's a startling thing if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the whole, you sit down and the porcelain is warm.
Which is a little freaky because that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Makes you think somebody else has been there too recently.
Yeah.
But
the one that blew my mind was a number of years ago. We went over to one of the local shopping centers to get something to eat, and the restaurant was like on the third level, and it's one of those, point and click type, because they have the plastic food, and you point at that, and that's what you get.
I'm going on 12 spam calls since 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. And I got distracted with one of the displays going up the escalator. So I got off the escalator, walked over and looked, and it was a new style toilet seat made by one of the big companies, Toyo or somebody in Japan. But it was electronic and it had a remote control. And it was like $800. But it washed, it waxed, and it blow dried. And it would automatically raise and lower the seat depending on who touched the remote control. If it detected a male hand size, it would automatically raise the seat. If it detected a female hand size, it would automatically lower the seat.
I can see a lot of women being upset when the seat raised for them.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of men being upset when the seat lowered for them.
Yes, Toro. Yes, thank you.
And just okay. My one experience with Japanese toilet. Apparently, there's a Japanese symbol for turbo.
Yeah.
And I need to make sure in the future that thing's unchecked.
Are you saying it'll suck you down into the
Oh
toilet?
no, it will launch you over the dividing partition if you're not buckled in. Turbo is not fun on a Japanese toilet.
Oh God, I could see that happening to you.
I can hear the squall from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, the amount of swearing was heard outside of the bathroom.
You get cleaned all the way up. Yeah.
Did you say high colonic?
Oh,
Yeah. No need to rock and break the seal, that's for sure.
there's a reason, Ray, that handicap rails in Ian speak are called grunt bars.
Yeah.
Ian has had more bathroom disasters than anybody else I know.
Oh, I
Uh.
got called for a robbery in progress at Allsup's way back when. And I haul an ass up there and do the no light pass by, and I don't see anything going on. So I go in, and the little girl behind the counter starts pointing to the bathroom. They're in there. They're in there. It's like, okay. Well, I go hot foot and gun drawn down to the bathroom, and I hear squalling. It sounds like somebody's beating a bag of cats to death with the best set of bagpipes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh okay. So I yell, sheriff's office, come on out. And all I hear is this heart-rending shriek. And I kick the door and it flies open. It's also its bathroom. And there's a guy sitting on the commode, double fisting the grunt bars, and there's blood everywhere. It's like, what the hell? And he goes, kidney stones. I said, very well, and shut the door.
Yes, colonoscopies. When you get to be of an age,
No kidding.
So much fun.
No, not so
magnesium
much.
citrate. Yeah.
Anybody that called the colonoscopy prep go lightly
Yeah.
had a very nasty sense of humor.
Yeah. If you have not enjoyed that prescription yet, yeah, take a book. You're going to be there a while.
Saw a guy on the internet. He had heard about it and all the complaints and everything. And he said, well, it can't be that bad. It's only a little bottle of this. And so he took it. The description was similar to the description of eating sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh,
There was one guy that his wife dared him to chug an entire bottle of magnesium citrate that didn't have the label what it was used for.
Yeah.
It's just magnesium citrate, so he did chug it.
yes. Talking about books, John has a new book coming out from Bain. The E-Arc is up. It is an excellent follow-on to
Yes, it
his
is.
first book, Summer Child.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
And Rack Press has a couple coming out. Right?
We've got Giant Counting Robots, which is Spearman Burke's introduction to the world of children's books.
Summer's End. Thank you.
Oh, derailed.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that it's a children's counting book that's Mike did the writing and Cedar did the illustrations. You all will really love it. The we finally got the Dead Tree edition of Fish and Chips out. That was I hate Amazon.
And if you have a problem with the book, blame me because I was the editor.
And if you want a recommendation for the giant counting robots, I have seen pictures of the original intern Steve's 5-year-old.
At doing the editing.
He's our newest editor, and he's sitting there in front of the computer with it pulling up and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already 5-year-old editor on giant counting robots approved. Did a lot of good work on this. I think the kids, if you have kids, you now have your Christmas.
Yeah.
You have a Christmas present. His favorite robot is the one eating a car. Of course it is. He's 5.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little bit behind on redoing the introduction for the Malta relaunch. Cedar has done glorious covers for the original series that got Rackington Press started, the Malta. So she's redone the covers. And as soon as I get the intro in, we'll get that put together. I think that's about it.
Remember, you all have to go out and buy the original hard copies before they're gone. So you got the artwork for that. Then you got to buy the new hard copies when they come out, so you have the artwork for that.
No. And Jim's looking up James Young stuff.
And I know it's out, but it's not showing up. Damn it.
Well, if Amazon would do any sort of logic to their lists.
Amazon and Logic.
Yeah, right. When are y'all to send? Padre, send it. Send it. We'll read it.
Yeah.
Send it. We'll read it. Might send it back, but we'll read it.
Yeah. The benefit library anthology is up, both in ebook and in paperback now. Please go read it and buy it, or at least read it on your Kindle, because all that money goes to the library for children's programs. And we're averaging about $1,000 a book. So that's kind of our goal. I apologize for it being late. We had some other things going on.
Life sucks.
Yeah. Life sucks. We did not get it out the 1st of November like we planned.
And that's okay.
But it has some very good stories in it. And Sandra Medlock was the editor. Greg's got a story in it. I've got a story in it. Cedar's got a story in it.
Yeah, Cedar's reading most of the children's stuff, and Rita is intending to get. This was a joint Cedar Rita thing. She'll be getting in there when she gets a little more time. So go ahead and send it.
Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate that. The other thing I'd like to ask folks is give us honest reviews and write a review. Don't just stick a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star up there. Write a review. That's what helps us sell books. We don't have the advertising budget, neither Rack Press nor us as individuals. We don't
word of mouth is it.
We don't have the advertising budget to go against all the crap that you see on Amazon, Facebook, everywhere else.
You leaving reviews helps us bend Amazon's algorithms to our will.
Yeah. 50 and 100 are the two key points in Amazon's advertising algorithm where they will start pushing your book to other players. And that's what helps us.
And remember, when Ian says send it, it's just like a sniper hearing send it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you got children's books, send them.
Yeah.
We'll read them. It may take a little while to get back to you, but we'll read them. We are getting really busy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We're getting really busy. Oh. By the way, there are some news from Tangent Online that we will be making known, but y'all might want to keep an eye out for that. Reactor Press may have set another milestone.
Yay.
So keep an eye out, keep an ear out.
Well, I did notice that at one point you had 3 of the top 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we may have set another milestone / world's first.
Ray, yeah. Sometimes you have more time to write, and other times it's like, shit, can I go back to work to get a damn break?
Speaking of, Tiffany has giant squeeing robots need stories, folks. I know y'all have got them. I've heard you talking in the back halls and at the in the bar at various cons. I know you have squeeing robot stories. You need to send them so that we can put Tiffany to work.
She needs to work.
Bored Tiffany is a bad thing.
Yeah.
We need to give Tiffany something to do. So send in the giant squeeing robot stories, please. Well, 1, write them. 2, send them in. My squeeze waiting for some Alpha Merc feedback.
Hey, Winkle Red, that would be a fine review. At least it has words in the review.
I'll have time to write it. 15 years. Working on one.
Ray says, I was on medical leave for 12 weeks and discovered that the one thing my wife can't stand is me doing nothing. Yes, that's normally the way it works.
Is there such a thing as a wife that likes her husband doing nothing?
Yeah.
Get a job. Get out of the house.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it. A friend of mine retired as an E8, and the 3rd month after retirement, his wife at breakfast one morning said, go get a fucking job. I'm tired of having you underfoot. And he said, he went, huh? Okay, I'll
Get
go
out.
find a job. He ended up spending the next 20 years as a vice president of the bank.
Oh, of course. Oh, look. 37 people watching, only 19 liked it.
And another friend of mine,
What are we doing wrong?
he retired out of the Navy as an E9, and he was married to a Japanese lady. So she was used to moving every 3 years. Well, he decided he wanted to stay in Jacksonville. So what he started doing was every 18 months, he was sending Aiko home to Japan for 6 months.
I know of a guy who retired from the Army, E7, and his wife insisted that he get a job as a traveling salesman.
Yeah.
That way he would be home about the right amount.
Yeah. I also know a couple that we had told him not to marry her.
Mm.
They worked opposite shifts. He worked days, she worked nights. After 16 years, they got on the same shift.
Oh,
They were divorced 4 months later.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he had never had a child.
But there goes his pension.
Yeah, well,
seriously, just got another spam call.
hey, Julie. Yeah, Greg, not everybody's going to like us. We know that.
Darn, somebody doesn't like us. Oh, no.
I am sure, since Jim was an orifice, that there were lots of people who didn't like him.
I walked into coming out of one of our grocery stores the other day with I was looking for oval platters, disposable oval platters for picnics, because that's what Jim needs for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Coming out, some tub of lards coming in, and first thing he says, "Hey, didn't you used to be a cop?" It's like, I'm retired. And he starts off on this bloviating bullshit about how he's got a note in his file, and when he gets mad and loses his temper, they got to call a SWAT team. And it's like, dude, you're still wheezing from getting out of the car. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you'd have thought I'd reach out and honked his tallywhacker. But it's like, just shut up.
By the way, Tiffany is an excellent writer. If you have not subscribed to her Substack, please do so. She has been putting up daily novel chapters, and they are excellent.
It's like, shut the fuck up. And he finally, you can't talk to a taxpayer that way. He said, dude, I don't have to. My boss doesn't have to get reelected.
Yeah.
It's awfully freeing. You gonna bleed on the parking lot and then have a heart attack or what? And he took off, and one of their employees said, wow, I don't. Moving on.
Padre says it differs. I answer in Indonesian. Yeah. Yes, she is definitely way more consistent than we are.
It's like, back when I could get fired for speaking my mind, I didn't used to. I don't have that issue anymore. I'm the boss.
Yeah, I beg to differ. I remember a couple of interviews.
Well, still wasn't speaking my mind. I didn't call him broke dick. No filter Ian is best Ian.
Yeah.
There are folks that will beg to differ.
When you answer in Korean, they don't call anymore. Good one differs. That is actually a great idea.
The majority of these coming in, I actually called from a deadline, and it's a friggin' one of these friggin' scams. That's the all-inclusive resort vacation. You haven't used your Hilton points yet.
Well, that's where you answer them in Afrikaans.
Yeah.
Anytime you get one of those calls that you don't recognize, you answer in a foreign language, and then watch them flail.
German works.
Huh?
German works.
Yeah.
I answered him in fluent swearing one time, and that one didn't call back. I was abusive, indecent, and profane all at the same time.
Well, I got so frustrated, I went and paid for robocaller.
I might have to do that.
I think it's about $79 a year.
I tell
I always
Jim.
liked Tom Maybe's reaction to a spam caller.
Yeah, but unfortunately, since that clip went out, they don't fall for it anymore.
Yeah.
I've tried it. I tell Jim I got 17 spam calls yesterday between 8 and noon.
Yeah. And you're on record. Now actually you didn't break it today.
Let's see. How many do I have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 today.
It didn't break the record.
From 9:18 until 12:51, I had 13.
Hey, Brian, that's a good one too. Yeah, that tends to get people's attention.
I used to have, there are two phone systems that used to be used. They were sold to the most. They were the most common mass market. It was the ESI and something else. And I used to have the code for accessing their functions.
Yeah.
And they'd call, and I'd say, I'd answer and say, "This is so, and this is IT. Returning your call. What's the issue with your phone?" And I, what? I said, I'd say, all right, go ahead, dial #0899 for me, and they dial that. And it gives you access to the on ESI. I think it was #0899, and I would hit the reformat code and hang up. But now that they have voice over IP, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
And if you go start looking for them, which I have done, Signal System 7 is what the majors use to track phone calls. And you can get an amazing amount of information. But what you end up doing is you find out that it's A, they're spoofing a phone number. B, they're using a VoIP circuit.
Mhm.
The third thing you can find out is what geographic location they're in. And ironically, it's usually not the geographic location of the phone number they're spoofing.
Yeah, I would. It was ESI was star 0899, I think, and then you hit 122151. It resets the phone to factory, or resets the system to factory. Unfortunately, everybody uses voice over IP, and it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's annoying because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Zebulon, that's a good one too. Yeah.
And the thing I'm noticing is when you answer this, there's always about a 10 to 15 second pause.
Yep.
While the robocall program transfers to a meat puppet.
Yeah.
Which really throws me off stride and annoys the crap out of me.
Well, folks.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, we wasted another hour of
Holy
your time.
shit, I thought we'd only been about half an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
We kind of hit all sides today.
We were our usual our rails
Yeah.
selves.
Hey, Matt. Matt comes in just to see us leave.
We're signing
Perfect
off.
timing. You have dialed his imaginary number. Please divide by the square root of -1 and dial again.
I did have when I started dating Rita. I didn't have a cell phone. I needed to get a cell phone when I was dating Rita, and I got one of those AT&T pay as you go.
Yeah,
because I could pay cash. You can't,
Former drug dealer had it, didn't he?
Yeah, it apparently had been a drop phone for a drug dealer. So I kept getting these calls about, I got the green if you got the lettuce.
Yeah.
So they called one time and I set off a set of fireworks, dropped the phone, and said, yeah, all right, that motherfucker, get the phone. Let's go through the contacts and chase down my money. And you know what? That asshole didn't call back.
Yeah. The other 42 did. Yeah. Time flies when the squirrels have glow sticks.
No kidding.
Yes, we are coming up on Thanksgiving on Thursday. We will not be
We
on
will
the air.
not be on the air Thursday.
Yeah.
If
you're traveling for the holidays, please travel safely, regardless of how you do it. Hoof, walk, car, train, airplane, boat. Be careful out there, folks. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you
be
next
safe,
week.
Okay, see you Tuesday.
And turkey comas for all. Yes.
Coma is perfect. Tryptophan is a thing.
Bye.